Hello, this is Brian Hegney, instructor of Game and Interactive Media Design. This video is going to go a little bit further into trimming content in your timeline in Premiere because we looked a lot at creating subclips last week in order to bring content into your timeline, and that was really helpful, I think. When I create video mashups, that's how I do it. I create little subclips. I think it's the easiest way to do it. But this time I want to show you something just so that you know it. And that is if you don't want to make a subclip, or just so that you know how to do it without making subclips. Number one, I'm going to grab a few frames of, or a few seconds of, oh gosh, these two kinds of animals, which I don't know what they are. The warthog and the little guy. They are going to be these two voices played by some, I forgot, people in Batman.
Dump him in the spring. The mayor's gonna dump him in the spring. Really? Mm-hmm.
So the mayor's going to dump him in the spring, really. I've already queued it up here in my source monitor, which again, this monitor on the top left is looking at my source footage. So in this case, this is the Lion King original trailer. It says it right up here, source. The Lion King original trailer, Disney. Okay. So I'm going to drag this here, and I'm going to zoom in. And I'm going to tap my little in, I key for in. And tap my O for out, and I'm going to drag again from the just video only to just get this amount here.
The spring. The mayor's gonna. The mayor's gonna dump him in the spring.
Okay, so I'm going to drag this over here.
The mayor's gonna dump him in the spring. Really?
So this is one thing. Now, right now, the point of you watching this video isn't to watch me sync this up and make this look amazing. It's really to show you something that you may have known all along, but I don't know if you have. This is so much like Audition. You have a lot of work already behind you in understanding how to work with content on a timeline because you've worked with audio on a timeline in Audition. If you hover your cursor over the left or right side of this small clip, you can create or reveal the original components. So now this is a lot longer. Now I've revealed the stuff before that little subclip.
The mayor's gonna dump him.
See?
Okay. The mayor's gonna dump him in the spring. Really?
And I could do the same thing with the right side. Now what this is showing you, it's showing you on the left side where you see Simba walking away, that's going to show you what my cursor is currently on, okay? So if I let go right here, that edge of that clip is going to show you the last thing I saw, okay? Whereas if I, let's come here. Why is it showing me that? Okay. So that's always going to show you, the left side is going to show you what you're trimming to, okay? So I could actually trim this, and I'm going to wait till I see what's their faces right there. And I'm going to do the same here. I'm going to untrim it until I see when the left side starts with... No. Oh, why did you do that? Where'd you go? Hold on a moment. I'm going to zoom in. I feel like I'm... Maybe I missed it. There it is. Okay, why did I not see that? Left click there. Okay, now the right side is showing me. There it is. the change. Okay. So now when I let go, I know it's going to be those two talking in this truncated clip.
The mayor's gonna dump him in the spring.
Yay. Now here's the cool part. Now that I know that, and I know that there's another part with these two, the warthog and the other guy, I can actually hold down my Alt key or Option, hold down Alt, left click and drag this just like in Audition, and we just made, whoops, why did that not work? Yay. Let go of your mouse button first, and then let go of your Alt Option key. Okay, so we did that. Okay, so I want to show this other tool, and again, I think this could be useful for you, could not be, but I know that I'm going to look at my source monitor here now to look at the original footage. After this first clip that I have, it shows Simba walking away, and then it cuts back to them two talking. And then there's this. Okay, so I want to show you something called the slip tool. Now I have this portion of this clip. This is roughly, let's see if I can read this, 34, 35, 36. This is like a second long. It's a little more than a second long, a second and a half long. And if I click on this little tool here, you see it's called slip tool. It looks like an arrow with two arrows, and a line with two arrows in either end between the two little vertical stands. If I enable that tool and place my cursor within these little clips and left click, I'm going to drag to the left. What you're seeing is on the left side in my program monitor, it's showing me what is the first frame of this second and a half clip, and on the right side it's showing me what the last frame is in that second and a half clip. So if I left click, drag, 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 and leave it here and let go, this clip stays in the same spot on the timeline, but now when we drag our playhead around, it's just Simba walking away. Okay. Likewise, I'm going to do it again because I know that there's a place, yep, where the warthog and the little other animal, I really need to figure out what animal that is. Yeah, there we go, are talking. Oh wow, they're actually almost the same exact time. There we go. And I let go, and so now this is the second.
But he's a hero.
Yay. That's the second iteration. And now I'm going to use my left click, my selection tool, and snap these together and see what that looks like. No, not good.
Dump him in the spring. Really?
So what I might do is look for where the warthog says, or really. Okay, so I'm going to do that. Really. That's where he says really. Okay. And the other thing I'm going to do then is because
spring. Really?
I know this is a really small clip, a really short audio of him saying really, I'm just going to trim this up. But I need to zoom in.
Really?
And you guys know your audio well enough to be able to see where it says really here without using a marker. You could use a marker. That should make sense.
Really?
So that might be cool. Now, you might be wondering, well, wait, I have this gap here. I'm going to show you one last thing that may help you.
The mayor's going to dump him in the spring. Really?
And that is, I'm going to right-click this clip that's not quite long enough. We did this in last week's video, and I'm going to check speed duration. It looks like it needs to be just slightly longer, so I'm going to go ahead and say, you know what? This needs to be, I want to almost say 200%, but I'm going to say 175%. It's going to look choppy, But you know what? I'm just going to do that. Frame sampling. Let's do frame blending and say OK. Oops! Darn it! Command Z. I went the opposite way. Speed duration. Speed should be 0.75, not 1.75. Now it's going to be slower, and that means it's going to be longer. Here we go. Now let's watch this again.
The mayor's gonna dump him in the spring. Really?
Uh-oh.
The mayor's gonna dump the mayor.
Did I do that wrong? 0.75 frame sampling. %75%.
The mayor's gonna dump him.
Oh, okay. So that's fine. That's fine. So what happens is I actually need to re-render this, so I'm going to add an in point and an out point right here. And you're going to go to sequence render into out. Essentially, Premiere needs to like...
The mayor's gonna dump him.
Oh, that's wrong. Okay, folks, I promise you, I was actually doing it right. I don't know why it wasn't working. It's going to work this time. If you'll notice, I'm right-clicking this thing, saying speed duration. This is what I did differently. I don't think this is the reason why it wasn't working, but I'm left-clicking the duration, and I'm just increasing that until the speed clips down to 75%. Yours might be different if you ever need to change the speed. The reason I'm doing that is to fill the audio, the dialogue, with that thing. And you'll notice it goes a little bit longer. It's going to look a little bit choppier because if there were 30 frames a second, now there's fewer frames per second.
The mayor's gonna dump him in the spring. Really? Spring. Really?
And all I'm going to do is...
The mayor's gonna dump him in the spring.
make that perfect. And just so you know, I actually ended up changing the length of this clip. By right-clicking speed duration, I got it down to 73%, and I think that's just as long as it needs to be. Again, why did I do that? Because I'm trying to fill this gap. And so now I'm going to play it, and you can tell me what you think.
The mayor's gonna dump him in the spring. Really? The mayor's gonna dump him in the spring. Really? The mayor's gonna dump him in the spring. Really?
So that is just going over some more ways that we can edit content on our timeline by using the slip tool in order to move, basically like you have the whole film in this little clip and you're kind of moving it around within the clip to see, you know, to reveal different components of the film or the trailer. And then of course we used trimming, the trimming tool, just like we did in Audition, to trim the edges of our clips. And I hope you're finding this fun. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!